with a group of USF architecture students who have a very special project going on for a very special competition. And the competition is the Solar Decathlon. Who wants to tell us what that is?
Solar Decathlon is a competition put on by the Department of Energy. It's biannual, and it'll be held this September 2011 on the National Mall in DC. The Solar Decathlon is it's really a competition for the students as well as the public. It helps to educate the students in the use of sustainable practices and some zero energy construction.
First of all, the competition was pretty stiff. 60 teams internationally competing. You all wound up being one of 20 elected to participate. How's that feel?
It feels great. It's a really great rush. From the beginning of the process, to be one of the elected teams. And it's also a great opportunity for us to be on a national level and international with many other teams and, kind of exchange ideas and experiences.
And what's actually going on here is you're building what you're calling a flex house, and actually Beck Construction Group is building it for you with the help of grants and donations. You guys designed the house. Why is it called a flex house? What does that mean?
Well, flex house, the idea is basically, it's almost a prototype where any homeowner can actually adapt. Even if they're going to be moving, they can also take it. It's having the adaptability to, adapt to the family, its wants and its needs, basically.
And it's going to actually move to Washington for the competition. Yes. Tell us about the house itself. 1 bedroom, 1 bath.
1 bedroom, 1 bath. We have a full kitchen with a small dining area and a living area. It's designed for a young professional couple for a Florida climate.
Powered entirely by solar?
Powered entirely by solar energy. We will be hooked up to an electrical grid, but the idea is that the house produces enough energy so where it will be fully run by its PV array.
So the electrical grid is just in case of emergency or something happens.
Yes. Yep.
Now, as you study architecture at USF, is this the wave of the future, looking at sustainable energy always?
I believe that what we're exploring is the way of the future, and it's really the combination of passive practices where we try to reduce the footprint of the house, to reduce the amount of materials used, and that the one that we use, they're locally sourced, and that's what makes them sustainable. And also the labor that is used on the house is also locally sourced. And of course, combine that with the advancement in technology, like better PV arrays and better internal mechanical features of the house, which are monitored electronically. We can have an overall product that is very advanced and also has much lower footprint on the environment.
How about economics? Is it cheaper for the homeowner to go solar?
Right now, it's not cheaper if you base it on a square foot. But in reality, we have to take into account the cost for the environment. When we think in those terms, it is cheaper because this way we're creating a product that will help future generations enjoy the environment as well.
And isn't it also true that if in the long run you keep your house for a long time, what you don't pay to the electric company you may make up for in savings by using solar?
Yes, definitely. In the long run, your costs per month for electric bills will, it will be better to have the PV array, and then it gets to the point where your PV array is creating energy for you, and you're past that point where it's paid off, so it is better.
So if you win, what happens?
Well, if we win, it's a very good question. We do get the privilege to have everyone in the public and every media to know that we've designed this house and the key features that we have and we've promoted. And it's just basically it's an awareness to the public to know that how the steps we took to sustain our house, and they can carry on those same steps into their own individual homes.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you and good luck with the competition.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Dave Morrell is the owner of Channelside Watersports, and you describe your business as right now sort of a hobby and a business.
That's right. That's right. We're just getting busier with every week that goes by. Our weekends are obviously very busy for us, and with the marketing stuff we've put in place, hopefully we'll build the business to be very busy throughout the week, and especially going to have a busy summer this year.
And your business is the rental of watercraft.
That's correct. We like to rent the fun stuff. Okay, our little slogan is we rent fun, and that would include wave runners for those that are old enough. You have to be 23 in the state of Florida to ride a wave runner alone. There are ways that you can ride under age 23 if you have a boater safety completion course card.
You have everything from kayaks to the pontoon boat that we're sitting on to a little speedboat, looks like over there maybe?
Yes, to fishing boats and chartered. We have chartered trips for fishing as well. But those are mainly the three products: boats, kayaks, and jet skis.
And your customers come to you and you ascertain as to whether they are capable of driving the watercraft themselves.
Oh yes, that's done. A lot of times that's done at the reservation stage. When you reserve a boat, you are quizzed upon your boating experience, because we do want you to have boating experience. It doesn't have to be a high level, but we want you to already know the controls of a boat. If that is indeed what you're going to rent, take your family on.
And then I assume there's different prices for different boats.
Yeah, they are. We do try to keep a lot of them the same, like my fishing boats, the boat we're on now, and even this center console right next to us, they're priced the same. And we try to keep our boats priced the same, although fuel charges are different on every boat, and then those are always paid for by the customer separately.
And when are you open?
Oh, well, we're open every day of the week as long as the weather's good. And we're open late, even until 11 o'clock at night. So we're 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock, because we get a lot of people that like to do champagne cruises and wine cruises on a boat just like this. And they'll go out for just 1 hour right before they head on to their night in town.
And why'd you pick the Tampa Heights waterfront as your location?
I actually had several homes. I started the business 2 years ago in the downtown district, and just due to pricing and insurance requirements and other variable factors, I couldn't really stay in the heart of downtown Tampa. So I went looking for other homes and stumbled upon the Heights waterfront, where I met Darren Booth. And the reason that this is most attractive to me is that Darren has partnered with us, made it affordable and easy for us to operate here, and he really wanted a company like us.
Explain to us the role of Darren Booth in the Heights.
Darren Booth is the development manager for this entire Heights waterfront project, which goes all the way up to the North Boulevard Bridge and all the way down past the Waterworks Park, which is south of us here. And what they're going to be doing is just putting together a vibrant, active place on the water.
So as time goes on, you'll have more signage, you'll have more customers coming by.
Oh yes. It'll be. I'll probably get more business the minute that our first bar opens up here at the Heights, and that's expected this quarter.
The minute your first bar opens, are your boats in more danger?
No. We still don't let them drink and drive. You still got to be responsible. But alcohol is a good question. It is permitted on our boats, and we do allow it. It's not illegal to do it, and it's a part of boating.
Right, definitely. And another part of boating that we were talking about before we started shooting is the dolphins that you're going to see out in this water.
Oh yeah, the dolphins are abundant here. We have like Tampa Bay's home to like 500 year-round bottlenose dolphins. So they're seen almost every time you go out.
So if you're looking for something to do, not a bad deal. Come on down and see Dave.
Yes, definitely. Come see me and give me a call.
Okay, thanks, Dave. I'm with Kelly Sear, who is the co-owner of City Bike, and this is Maggie May. And what Maggie May would like us all to know is that when you rent a bike here, you can also rent a basket for your dog.
Absolutely.
You're in the business of renting and selling bikes.
We are, yes. We rent bikes primarily to guests that are coming in from out of town, but we also rent a lot of bikes to people living in the buildings across the street, Sky Point, Element, other neighborhoods downtown like Channelside and Harbor Island.
And you have a location also at the Marriott.
We do. We have a location on the Riverwalk at the Marriott Waterside.
And you are saying that since you opened, which was 2 summers ago, you're seeing wonderful increases in business.
Absolutely. No complaints here. We're blessed by being up triple digits, actually. The growth of residents downtown has been tremendous. So with that, obviously, our business has grown. And in addition to that, with the rise in gas prices as well, a lot of people are choosing to commute via bicycle instead of jumping in a car and paying high prices for gas.
So how much of your business would you say is recreational, from tourists coming into town versus folks who live in town?
You know, honestly, our location at the Marriott is very tourist-based. This location here is very community-based. Now, we do have a lot of people throughout the week that may be staying at one of the hotels downtown. But for the most part, this location, I would say 85–90% of the business here is from the community.
And do you do little organized events, little history tours and bike rides in a group, that kind of thing?
I'm glad you asked. As a matter of fact, we do. One of the things that we offer in conjunction with our business partner, the Tampa Bay History Center, we do history tours. They helped us a little with our training. We can offer bundled packages where people can do our history tour by bike and then enjoy some time in the History Center. In addition to that, last March, we started an urban restaurant tour. With that, at the time, I was working with a lot of restaurants and other retailers and people downtown through TIBA, the Tampa Independent Business Alliance, and just met a lot of great people, thought it would be wonderful for the community. And so our first tour, we started out with 5 restaurants, had about 35–40 people, and we grew after that. Now it's been in such high demand that we actually have 2 tours a month, and both tours sell out at just over 100 people. And then we do allow some people to walk up at the door, you know, the night of the event. So we're happy to say that we draw close to 300 people a month between the 2 urban restaurant tours.
And we've talked about the fact that it's fun, it's good when you're not paying for gas, it's easy to get around the city. It's also part of the healthier lifestyle that a lot of people are looking toward now.
Absolutely. I think because of the fact that a lot of people have chosen to live in this urban environment, the urban lifestyle, the whole fun of it is being able to check out things in your community and being able to either walk or take a bike to a restaurant instead of jumping in a car and doing it. And our downtown and the surrounding area, there's just so much to offer here. That, you know, that lifestyle, they bought into it by either buying or renting a home here. And so now we're happy to say that we can help give back a little bit by teaching them that it's cool to get out on a bike, get some exercise.
And with this kind of growth, what's ahead for City Bike?
We're actually City Bicycles of Florida. It's a corporation, and we operate by a DBA, City Bike Tampa. And we did that deliberately because we had hoped that somewhere down the road that we may be City Bike and then some other city, or maybe some other island. I don't really know. But we do, hopefully, later down the road, nothing right now, hope to expand not only our space here at our main store, but also maybe add a location or 2.
Okay, well, we're glad Tampa's been so good to you. And Maggie May, thanks for joining us. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks so much.
In one of the Tampa Family Health Centers with the Chief Medical Director, Dr. Sylvia Santiago. Hello. And we're in a dental room. We should explain.
How are you doing?
Good. Unfortunately, I don't need my teeth worked on right now, but you do that here.
Yes, we provide services out of our 4 of our 7 centers, both medical services as well as dental services.
And you provide services to people of all ages.
Yes, we provide services from 0 all the way to, only God knows, 100+ years.
And of all categories, you can be uninsured, fully insured, doesn't matter.
We provide services from the homeless, the uninsured, and the fully insured patient.
So help us learn more about the Family Health Centers, how and why they were created.
Tampa Family Community Health Centers outgrew out of the concept of way back in the 1980s, early 1980s, from having to serve the poor and uninsured, to provide services for the poor and uninsured people from inner city Tampa. out of a model called there was an initiative called the Model City, out of which two of our community leaders, Mr. Peter Davis as well as Mr. Robert Cole, submitted a grant to the Bureau of Primary Health Care, and that grant was approved, and we opened the first door through Tampa Family Health Center's concept back in January 1987.
And now you're up to 7 centers.
We are up to 7. We outgrew from 1 center all the way to 7 centers.
And we are in the 22nd Street location.
Correct.
How do you decide what locations? Why this one, for example?
Well, originally this started out, as we mentioned, with the initiative of Mr. Peter Davis as well as Mr. Robert Cole. And at that time, the facilities were allocated at 17th Street. From that facility, it outgrew to one at 22nd Street, for which we built a building, and we named it after Mr. Peter Davis. Around the 1995, somewhere around there, then there was a need. The city and ourselves saw a need to provide a larger space. So the health department moved out from the Lee Davis Neighborhood Center out of the first floor, and we moved into 22nd Street then, 22nd Street facility. Around 2008, after 15 years of delivering services throughout both centers, Peter Davis and the Lee Davis neighborhood first floor, it was seen a need that we needed a bigger space. So then, with the help of both the mayor, former mayor Pam Maiorio, as well as some community activist leaders, we were able to find this location at 22nd Street and Osborne. With the help of Mr. Frank Reddish as well as Mr. Sam Kinsey, and the help of the county, this facility was being acquired in 2009. By February 2010, ground up was open. By November 8th, 2010, we opened the doors to full services that first day.
This first family health center was back in the 1980s. You've grown to 7. You grow because the need is growing.
There is a huge need growing, both for the non-insured patients as well as the homeless population.
And the 22nd Street Center that we are in was created because there's a need in this community.
Yes, there's a very big in this community. As I mentioned, before, the East Bay Revitalization Committee, help us as well find this location.
And how many people do you serve on any given day?
Oh, my goodness gracious. I can tell you for last year, we had 45,000 people being served throughout all our centers.
45,000.
45,000. That meant to be over 120,000 medical visits, including dental visits. And we also have 4 pharmacies working out of our centers, and there were more than 140,000 prescriptions being delivered through our pharmacies.
And the health centers are funded through a combination of federal and local funds and monies made from insurance payments, etc. There's a lot of different buckets that the money comes from.
You can call it, we are funded through a melting pot, because we get revenues for all HMOs from Medicare and Medicaid, as well as there is a very big part that is being paid by Hillsborough County Health Plan that sends the patients to us, and as well as self-pay patients.
You see more centers as time goes on?
Yes, we have outgrown since 1987 from 1 center to 7 centers, and we are growing. We're in the process of keep growing.
Well, Dr. Santiago, thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you.